Hello, welcome to Akulmach Business Channel, and today you are welcome to our show where we will be discussing very thought-provoking topics with our leaders. And in today's shows, we are inviting the industry leader, Mr. Sitesh Srivastav, and the topic of discussion is social loafing. So let's find out what are the views of Mr. Sitesh Srivastav, and let's welcome him. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm well, Kanchan. How is life at your
Yeah,
end?
it is fine. And yes, we are working in our office as a team member. And then I thought maybe um since you are also a very successful team player and you are managing a team, so I thought let me really discuss that what are the challenges of managing a team?
Well, Kanchan, managing a team is goes by the law that has been oft quoted in the corporate circles that 20% of the people work for the 80% of the team or a company. And more or less, that is true. But I think it is more important to understand that once we work in a large teams, even with our joined teams or disjoint teams, or we are in leadership roles, is everybody putting the 100% energy or effort rather than those 20%? Shall we increase that, and how can we increase that? And therefore, the topic that really caught my fancy is something which is known as social loafing, or in Hindi, it is called samajik avargi.
वेल हिंदी का आपने काफी अच्छे से प्रयोग किया है वर्ड्स का बट आई आल्सो वांट टू आस्क यू दैट why it is this concept or this kind of attitude is there in among employees when we discuss about the social loafing or lurking around. So we always stress on team building, team management, and how to really handle a team, what we should give more positive points so that team work positively and more profoundly. But still, this concept or this kind of attitude we generally see among the team members. So, what could be the cause of this? I'm talking about social loafing.
Well, though it is understood from a point of psychology, it is also being definitely seen in some of the games, some of the team games, some of the corporate circle behaviorals. And therefore, this means that when people work in groups for a larger outcome, then it is seen that many people are just thinking that since I am part of the group and my presence itself will lend itself to achieve the greater outcomes, and therefore I need not put the 110% effort that the other person is putting. So, common examples could be the tug of war or a group homework project, or for an example, an entertainer is asking audience to scream, which is very popular in today's concerts that we see. So, and also in our school days, Kanchan, when it was the prayer time, we remember how many times did we say the prayer or the anthem? We just kept doing the lip syncing, whereas we thought the whole environment would be already hearing what is supposed to be heard. And I think that is what is social loafing is all about. Now, I don't think we can basically justify good or bad here, but how can we increase the participation of the group by everyone, and then probably bring out a metrics that when two people were not participating in a 10 people group, what was the outcome versus the outcome of all the 10 people participating, and how much percentage points the productivity has improved. If we can do this measurement, I think we will do a justice to this trait called samajik avaragi.
You have raised a quite interesting point, and I think we, as a company or an organization, or maybe heading a team, we have to really think about, and we have to work towards the extraction of positivity from a group. But what I feel is that this social loafing is, or not only is prevalent in any corporate or company, but I think it is also prevalent elsewhere in any social function, as you mentioned that the singers or the Bollywood, they want to scream, and you don't get a full scream volume when it is done. But then I also feel that students and other aspect or other groups of any stream of the life, I think this is quite prevalent. And now I would like to ask you how really we can overcome this.
Well, Kanchan, I mean, not every psychological observation or behavioral part, we may come outcome and in a positive way all the time with 100% of participation. But my thought process is more about why does it happen at the first place? So that is the crux. And you remember in our parlance in India, especially in the Hindi belt, we have heard Ajgar kare na chakri, panchi kare na kaam, और दास मलुका कह गए सबके दाता राम. Which means that we really don't need to work where the Almighty is all forgiving and all giving all the time whenever I need it. So why should I work? Why should I put the 100% effort? So I think it is important from a behavioral understanding as well as a psychological understanding to identify this as a symptom which is stopping a productivity. So, for example, there is uh, uh, an event happening somewhere in a sports event where I'm a cultural committee member, but I know that there are 20 other people to take care of that work, and all the activities are happening at the right time. So I may take a little bit deviation over there. Now, this can be termed as a social loafing, but at the same time, I understand that probably I am needed at a one particular activity where the most critical attention is required. And if I am there at that point in time without any support of other members of my committee, then it should be fine. So I'm saying that somebody who is delegating the work must keep this social loafing in the plan part of it. Now, in some examples, this is non-negotiable. Nobody can be allowed to do a social loafing. For example, a surgery happening on a hospital bed. Soldiers fighting on a border, right? Fighting a terrorism, where these are the group activities, right? Then we are seeing in the cricket matches, where the every 10-member team has to participate with the fully the only the 11th and the 12th and 13th player can say, okay, well, I'm sitting only at the outside, so let them play. मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? Okay. So again, I think this is nothing as a anomaly. I think we must look at it from a case to case basis, try to avoid it, and I think we are good to go because we are humans, right?
Well, I also want to add, I think we can overcome this kind of social loafing when we make small groups rather than making big groups, because then we are not able to measure the participation of team members in that certain activity. So, apart of this, do you think that motivation of any kind can also help in eliminating social loafing?
See, motivation is something that, again, it is a group behavior. Okay. So, and when we talk about the group behavior, Kanchan, it is about what is in it for me, what is in it for you. So, for example, in a corporate parlance, a project team which is trying to achieve an outcome, everybody's role is defined, and therefore it is easy to check on everybody's role, and everybody can say, well, yes, I am the only person in this role, and therefore I have to do my 100%. But the person can say, my activity will come at the 10th step. So till the 10th step arrives, let me have a power nap. Okay. Now that something is, it's very hard to say, no, you cannot. You have to keep on looking what is happening on step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similar is this, but if the setup is like a football match, all those players have to be all the time alert about what is happening on the ground, even if the ball is on the other side. So there are examples, there are methods which by which there is some cultural aspect also. Okay.
So, actually, it is quite an interesting discussion. But what I feel is that uh, then social loafing uh, in a certain percentage cannot be overcome, because we really we are human and we need that kind of space sometimes, and sometimes being a human we are not able to really catch up with that movement, and that's why we are away from the responsibilities or playing an active role in any kind of social or any kind of team which we believe in, and we just stay little aloof, and that's how this social loafing is created. So I think, as Sitesh, you were telling that we are humans, and I think, do you feel that it is okay once a while to be a part or maybe indulge in social loafing?
Well, depends on the setup, and I think human beings are, you know, people are good at different things. You can't expect an elephant to be a fish, and you can't expect a lion to behave like a turtle. Okay, and therefore it applies to humans. But the problem with our, our social scientists, that we try to bring in universal kind of changes, whether it is in behavioral or it is in psychological sciences, similar kind of expectations, especially in the organizations, corporations. But that's not going to happen until unless we turn towards the bots or robots who are free from all of these things. We spoke about the sentient AI a couple of weeks back, Kanchan. So I think social loafing has to be seen. It is to be identified. People have to be aware of this, and therefore I thought that we must discuss about this. And It's like in a popular parlance in India, we think that there is one or two or few mercurial leaders. They will take ahead the country. We can just sit and relax, which is not the case. It is the whole nation who has to line behind the leadership, right? So there is also social loafing in our political spectrum as well, right? So I think it is a very interesting topic, and we should be aware of it, and we should try to improve on that. But I think that in certain circumstances, when dil dhoondta hai fursat ke wo raat din, we must allow some social laughing for our laughing purposes, Kanchan.
Well, you have brought in a very interesting topic today, and we discuss about the social loafing, which is there, but we sometimes really ignore this kind of behavior of a team member or any team member for that sake. So, what I would like to conclude that social loafing is something which we can't avoid, but still we can control little bit, and we if we are able to control it, then we can enhance the productivity. So Sitesh, it was so wonderful to know your ideas about these type of topics, and it's always very interesting to talk to you on so much of thought-provoking topics every Saturday. So we'll meet you again, Sitesh,
Thank
and
you.
see you. So we had a quite interesting discussion with Mr. Sitesh Srivastav regarding the social loafing, which is a trait which we really see in any of the team which we make, either in the corporate sector or in any companies or maybe in communities. So it is understood that we cannot really eliminate the social loafing, but yes, we can control it. So please put forward your comments, your views. I look forward and would like to share your comments in coming program. So we'll meet you again on coming Saturday. Till then, bye bye. Take care.